Erasmus, Mundus. So now let's get to my own personal experience. Thank you for staying tuned today again for a new video. If you're new on this channel, thank you for coming. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back again. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can always get notification about my new videos that come out every week. And also like the videos and share it to your loved ones, friends, people that it might be useful for. About a year ago, I made a video that you can see, ERASMUS Mundus program, which has a lot of people asking me questions about how to apply, what to do if they're eligible. And I thought, okay, why not make a follow-up video about this video that people are so interested in. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you to watch it first. There I explain what exactly the ERASMUS Mundus program is. In this video today, my intention is more to talk to you about the program, my experience as an Erasmus student abroad, and why I think every student should try to get an Erasmus experience. Now let's get into the second part of the video. Yes! If you haven't watched my first video, the first part was about the whole process of the ERASMUS Mundus program, how to apply, eligibility, and all those fun stuff. So now this is more about my personal experience. So yes, let's get started. So actually, I have never had an ERASMUS Mundus program for a master's degree just because I wasn't interested in studying in Europe. If there was an ERASMUS Mundus to study, somewhere else out of the EU, I would have done it, of course, because as some of you might know, I'm going to be doing my master's at Georgetown University in the US. Of course, I'll be making videos about studying in the US. That's like another idea, another video. But I do have experience in Erasmus, so I'm gonna explain this because I feel like it helps you also in your process when you're applying to scholarship. The experiences I've had with Erasmus program is the Erasmus Plus. So for some people that don't know, the European Commission has a big program, which is actually the biggest one for education, if I'm not mistaken, which is the Erasmus Plus program that has to do with all the mobility schemes and all the exchange programs for students that are from the EU and also students that are from other countries. So the Erasmus Mundus program is just one of those, which is for master's program, right? Which enables international students to study with nationals of the EU. So in the case of the Erasmus Plus program, this is mostly for European students. That means that you're either European by nationality or you live and you study in a European university. So the Erasmus Plus program is basically for like exchange from students of different countries and universities in the EU itself. So this is a very key distinctive difference between these two programs. But when it comes to the mission and the values of this program, they're very similar, which is to kind of like advance intercultural understanding either between the people of the EU from different countries or between the people of different countries around the world and the people of the EU in the case of the Erasmus Mundus. So in my case, I have done actually 3 Erasmus Plus programs. I was able to do my first one in 2014. Time flies, guys, time flies. Well, that was my first ever experience abroad. That was the first time I moved out of my house and I went alone to another country and I was super excited. Well, it was an amazing experience. That was 2014 and I was in a university in Germany. I went to Cologne, the western side of Germany. I did my Erasmus there because I was learning German. And that was the perfect country for me to choose, and it was great because I could choose the country I wanted to go to. So I actually studied in Spain. I am a Spanish national, as some of you don't know. My family comes from Nigeria, so I just studied in Spain, in Barcelona, and I did my Erasmus in Germany in 2014. And then in 2016, I did my second Erasmus program, which was in Austria, in the city called Graz, which is the second biggest city in Austria. People don't tend to know Graz because they know Vienna and other cities, but Graz is a very, very beautiful, cute little small town, university city, mostly about maybe 300,000 students live there. So it's, pretty cool to be in a university like that. And then the third time I did my Erasmus program is what we call the Erasmus internship. So it's not like a study program, it's more like an internship program. And I was able to do that also abroad, and I loved the experience. It was amazing. So some people might think, how come I was able to do 3 Erasmus programs when you normally do only 1? The thing is that according to the rules of the Erasmus Plus program, you can do a maximum of 1 year in total doing your bachelor's degree. And in my case, I didn't do a full 1 year. I only did like about 4 months, so like 1 semester, and then another 4 months in my second Erasmus program, and then I did 2 months from my Erasmus internship program. So if you count all those months together, you compile them together, it's not even up to a year that I did, or maybe a year, yeah, like when you count the holidays, the Christmas holidays and the summer holidays. So it was a year, an academic year that I did, but I divided them into different ways. It just happened to be that way. It wasn't that I wanted it to be that way. Some schools force you to go for Erasmus for at least a semester, so 6 months, or even 1 year. In my case, at my university, you know, we were forced to do that in the second year, and it was like for 4 months, the first semester. And then in 2016, when I went to Austria, it was more like on a volunteer basis, so I could either stay at my own university or I could go to Austria. And of course, someone like me who loves to travel abroad and like have international experiences, it just makes sense to go abroad. So for me, I was super excited to, you know, have a new experience abroad, and that's what I did. I went to Austria and I loved it, and I don't regret it, and my German even became better. And then so now that you know my experience, what I'm gonna share now in terms of tips applies to any student either from the EU or from, you know, a country out of the EU borders. And it's basically when you're an Erasmus student and you know, once you got the accepted letter from your university, or you got the grant, the funding to study abroad, what you want to start doing is to find an accommodation, right? So the first process you have to do is to contact the housing, you know, housing section of your university. Most universities have this. If they don't, you can also go to Facebook pages and find a lot of Facebook groups with the name like Erasmus Students in Barcelona 2019, 2020, whatever year it is you're going. And then once you get into that group, you can say, hey people, I'm trying to look for a house, any tips? And people are really willing to help you. And normally, even when you get your acceptance from the school, they tend to give you information about what to do and how to, you know, get accommodation. You already have that information at your hand. But what you want to do is to actually apply on time. So once you know that you're going to travel abroad, just look for a place to stay, because you know, if you go to a university, the city is going to be competitive. A lot of people looking for housing, and you don't want to be sleeping on the street, right? Nope. And then number 2 would be, you know, if you have any questions regarding, you know, the visa for people coming from abroad, you should apply on time. And also, once you get a scholarship, they will actually help you in that process to apply to the scholarship. It won't be a problem, so don't worry about that, but just do everything with time so you get your visa on time. Well, something that is really important also about the Erasmus experience is the payment, right? We're all going to study abroad because we hope that we get, you know, paid and we can sustain ourselves during our Erasmus experience. In the case of the Erasmus Plus programs for EU nationals that I was talking about that I did, and that one tends to come a bit late. So I remember that when I was studying in Germany, actually in Austria, everything that I did, I would have to sort of like pay at least the first month like ahead. So just have those costs in mind. And I would get the payment. It was about 300 euros, but also this is divided by different countries in the EU. So there are countries that are considered to be more expensive. Like if you go to Norway, that would be like country 1. Like Scandinavia countries that tend to be more expensive, then, you know, maybe they give you about like 450 or 500 per month. This is what I'm saying from what I remember back then. But then the second level countries could be like countries like Germany, Belgium, that are sort of expensive but not that expensive, and it tends to be about like maybe 350 or 300, yeah, 350, 400 euros per month. And then the last countries, like the third level, would be countries maybe like in Eastern Europe, or yeah, that are cheaper, and you get maybe about 250 or 300 euros per month. It depends. And then in the case of the Erasmus Mundus program, well, you got a scholarship. They will automatically, or they tend to automatically pay you once you start your degree. Like once you tell them, oh, I have my certification of arrival, and you send that to them, they will automatically pay your money, so you don't, you know, have to stress yourself because you're moving to a new country. So they understand that. But either way, just have some money in, you know, on you, so that you can cover some of your expensive, either accommodation, whatever it is you have to pay, because if you don't, there's no way you can actually move abroad. So now that we've got out of the way all the administrative stuff regarding the experience, what I want to talk about is more, you know, the things you should be doing when you are studying abroad. I think I should make another video about this because it's going to be like a long experience, a long video on its own. But what you want to do is to just, first of all, is to enjoy your experience. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, you know. you're moving abroad, going to another country, starting a new life for an X amount of time. And trust me, do trust me, time flies. Before you know it, it's already 4 months and you're done with your Erasmus program. And the thing you don't realize is that when you start your program, you must start with, having no friends. But then the moment you actually make a new friend, and then you meet people, they become your family because you live together with people or you go partying together. All your memories are very much attached to a group of people you meet in your Erasmus program. So for me, Erasmus has really impacted my life in the sense that I've been able to just, meet amazing people, met a lot of great friends in my Erasmus program. I remember studying a lot with these people, dancing, crying, doing everything together with these people. And then suddenly after 4 or 5 months, 1 year, we have to depart. And it's a pity, but the good thing is that, people tend to stay in touch either through Facebook. So always enjoy every moment of your Erasmus program because it's so short and it goes really fast, even if it's 2 years. A tip I have for Erasmus incoming students is to definitely join ESN, which is the Erasmus Student Network. It's actually the biggest in Europe, which is basically an association of students that they organize events, meetups, language exchange programs so that young people can meet each other and have fun. So definitely sign up to them because they also have like a card, and sometimes you get a discount when you go to a bar, you want to drink some beer or whatever it is you drink, even water, they have some discount for that. So it's a very good thing to have to join the Erasmus Student Network. I also joined when I was there. They actually come to you, to your university, and they contact you, so it will be very obvious for you to join them. Another thing is to take your language experience very seriously. As you know, I'm a polyglot, I speak 9 languages. And Erasmus, to be fair, has been a part of that journey. Like me doing my 3 Erasmus helped me with my language learning process. I went to Germany, Austria, just to get my German on a really good level. Ich habe mein Deutsch in Deutschland verbessert und das war wunderbar. Also diese Erfahrung war für mich eine sehr gute Erfahrung und ich denke, ich bin wegen meines Erasmus. Ohne meinen Erasmus werde ich nicht so sein. Anyways, just showing you my German skills like that on the spot. I was just saying that, basically thanks to my Erasmus experience, I got my German to a level that I feel really confident and I'm really happy about. So definitely take your Erasmus seriously and your language learning program very seriously. So something that I did a lot during my Erasmus program was obviously to travel. I traveled a lot. Like basically the Erasmus period of my life was one of the times that I traveled the most actually, and I got to see a lot of countries in Europe. And what you have to do during your Erasmus program is to travel. Like you're here, you have the time. I mean, even if you're studying, you have the time to create to travel abroad. So definitely during your Erasmus program, you would want to travel because this is the chance for you to do so. You want to do so with people that you meet in that experience, so you share those memories together. During my Erasmus in Germany, for example, we did something crazy. We wanted to go to the Oktoberfest, which is a very famous feast in Germany. Basically like people drinking beer, but it's just a reason to wear fancy dresses and like traditional dresses, and it's just an experience to just have fun. And we wanted to go to Munich, but I was studying back then in Cologne, as I told you guys, so I had to take a train about 9 hours and like at least 4 different trains because we're Erasmus students, very frugal students wanting to travel abroad, wanting to travel around. And we eventually took so many trains. We were exhausted, but it was one of the coolest experiences of my life, traveling with people and having so much fun. So during your Erasmus program, definitely plan trips to other countries, neighboring countries. That Europe is a very small continent in comparison to Africa, Latin America, or even Asia. So definitely once you're in Europe, take the advantage of that and just travel everywhere. I mean, if you're an international student, I'm sure that your visa, with your Schengen visa, you'll be able to travel to different countries. So definitely do that. If you're studying in Germany, go to Belgium, go to the Netherlands, go to France. All these countries are so close, and even go to the Mediterranean, visit Spain. Come see me in Spain, my beautiful country. Go to Italy. If you have the chance to study like in Austria, like I did, For me, my goal was to know more about Eastern Europe, which I feel like is so underrated, and that's what I did during my Erasmus program. I got to know so many countries in the Balkans. I went to Serbia, Macedonia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I did all those amazing countries, of course Czech Republic, like more Central Europe, and Slovenia, Slovakia, all these beautiful countries that, you know, we just hear about but we never actually know about. They're there. There are trains, you can do you can take Interrail, you can take buses, blah blah car, you can do car sharing method, anything you want to just travel and have the blast of your life. And as you know, you're already getting a funding to study abroad, so, you know, just spend some of that money on your experiences and enjoy your time in your Erasmus program. So yeah, I feel like this video is getting so long. I can make another video if you guys have more questions about this, but in a nutshell, Erasmus has been a life-changing experience for me, and it's something that, you know, I would recommend everyone to do if possible, and if, you know, they have the chance and the opportunity to get a funding to do it. So just enjoy this experience, go for it, be free, be you, enjoy your life, because by the time you know it, 2 years have gone and your program is over, or 3 months have gone and your program is over. And, you know, at the end of the day, as humans, the only thing that we remember are experiences, and that's what I really cherish about, you know, enjoying your life to the fullest. So I'm done talking. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and as always, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, NinjaInspiration. And as you know, every week I'll be bringing you new videos about so many opportunities out there, scholarship application tips, and every great stuff out there. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Enjoy your day, and thank you so much. Bye bye, and don't forget to be Ninja Inspiration to people's life. Bye bye.